final section, we'll look at the administration portion of Bilasha. We'll look at some of the settings that are available to you. Access control, that is user management, the roles, how to create them, what they're all about, as well as how to also create your staff members. We'll be able to cover activity logs, show you how we log pretty much all the activities that happen in the system, how you can also be able to access that. Let's get right into it. We'll start off by the user management. To access the user management, you go to the administration section, which is the very last section on the menu panel. So you can be able to see that there's a label there, the menu label user management, and under that we have the user roles. Let me just click that and we can get into that. So in Bilasha, you can create as many roles as you want. Let's call it sales rep, and we create, and suppose I click on sales rep. On the left green column is where you'll be able to access the various settings available. Let's say I just start typing leads. I'll get anything that is related to leads, and I'll be able to craft the permissions that I want the sales rep role to actually have. On the right side, you'll be able to access the permissions that have already been allocated to that role. So suppose I want the sales rep role to be able to add a lead. I just click on the lead. If I want them to change, I click on the change. If I want them to delete, I click on the delete. If I want to reverse that, I just click on it. It's as simple as that. That's how you create a role, and you assign it certain permissions, and you can make it as granulated as you like. Now, how do you get to assign these particular roles to your staff members? Let's first of all start off by opening the add user and see what is available. You can see that the sales role is available to me. I also have regions. I can map this new user to a specific region by just holding on the control button. I can select multiple regions or control A to select all of them. And what the region is going to do is it's going to scope their access to their region, be it matters inventory, be it matters service access. It's going to scope them to their region. Even tickets, they're only going to be able to see tickets that are within their region beyond what it is that they've actually been assigned. So you just put in the first name, the last name, email address, and phone number, and employee number internal to your organization, the identity, and you proceed to create. You're going to get a one-time password when you do that, and you can be able to use that to send that to the user, and then they can log in and change their password. We showed you where you can be able to do that. At the very top, once they log in, they can put in the old password, new password, or just generate a password if they feel like they're a bit lazy, they don't want to they don't want to type in a strong password. Let me take you back to the user list and show you a little bit more in terms of what is available. So suppose I access this particular account that I'm actually using. You can see that this account is mapped to Northern Kenya, Western region. I can reset the user password from here. I can deactivate the account from here. I can also update it if I want to change something. And I also have access to user activity. I can be able to click on one of these modules, and it can give me an indentation of the various things that I can be able to check. Let me check access, and this will tell me whether this particular user has actually accessed any service accounts. And you can see there's a paginated list of when I was able to access what in regards to service account. It will be able to tell you whether I did any billing adjustments, and you can see I did some. I've been doing some demos here. So it can give you scoped user activity that is specifically for this user, not any other user, for this specific user. So you can be able to have that insight handy when you actually need it. So let's go to the activity log and now look at the general activity log for the entire system. If I come here and click on service account and click on the same we just did on the user, let's say change billing adjustment, yes. So you can be able to see that this time around I get a name associated with the log. If it was just done by the system, to be able to tell me that was a system action, and when you see cron, that means the system actually was responsible for doing it. Yeah, you can also access the activity logs from the service accounts themselves. You can directly go to the service accounts. Let's see whether we can get something here. Let's go back to the service accounts and go into active, whatever account that is active, try and see whether we'll get anything there. So you can see from the service account, you can access the activity log in a similar fashion. You can select any module, even if it doesn't have logs. You can select any module, select the event type. You first of all have to select a module before you get into events. So you select a module, it will filter whatever events are available for that module, and you'll be able to get a date range that you want, and then you can just filter that information out and it will give you the results. So that is the activity log, and it is immutable. It is your last line of defense. Nobody likes going through logs, but it's available. If you want, if you suspect there's something suspicious, you can go to the specific staff record and check, or you can just be able to go to the global scope and check whether certain actions were actually performed that are critical.